Hello and welcome to episode 14. I cannot believe we're saying this, Paddy. How are you, my co-host?
Sure, I'm flying it. For any Americans listening, that's I am flying it. And we shortened it to flying it. Yeah, great week since last Wednesday. I had a weekend in Lahinch, played first round of golf in 2026. I shot a million. I think it was 8 or 9 over par. It was casual day. We're having the crack. Getting to know people that I know 30 years, and was in the indoor academy for 3 hours on Sunday. So Christopher for a bit, maybe 50 or 60 balls. Then I did a bit of graft, and then we
Nice.
played 18 holes of par 3. I think it's one of the best things about TrackMan. I don't know if you can do it in other launch monitors. I think you can, but you can select like short courses, so par 3 courses, but then you can actually select on the par 3 course which tee option you want. So for Christopher, we go to the difficulty 1 star out of 5, and then I go to the shortest tee. So I get to practice my wedge game, 40 yards to 110 yards, whatever, and he's capable. So I would recommend. And if you don't know how to do it, ask your PGA Pro how to set up the TrackMan that way for you.
I love that. And funnily enough, I was actually at the range last night and I started doing target practice, which I never do. So
Never.
similar to that. Not really. Like I just
What
go
do you
for
do at the
range.
range then? What do you do?
Paddy, you'll be very proud to know I only hit 50 balls last night for the first time ever.
It's more on how you hit the 50 now is next.
I'll tell you. I started off at my 52. I hit probably three 52s, 3 pitch and wedges, 3 or 4 9, maybe 4 8, 5 7. Got onto the 6 iron. Couldn't hit it. Could not hit the 6. Went back up to the 8, find the feel again, back to the 6 iron. I'm overthinking it, you know what I mean, like massively. But at Balneety, they've got goalposts, so I'm always trying to hit it over the goalpost. But with the TrackMan, I just sort of gave up on the long irons because it was getting into my head last night. I just went on to the TrackMan and practiced a 70-yard tee to green par 3. And to be honest, I had 6 shots and I hit 6 out of 6 on the 70-yard green.
Might have to do a TrackMan special when we get together. Sounds like I'll have my work cut out for me. I did see in the comments on TikTok today that people are saying Emer's swing greater than Paddy's swing. So you're already beating me visually.
That is not true. I actually saw it and I laughed. I actually did laugh at that. No, I need to get more extension on my backswing. So that's what I'm working on this year.
Who told you that?
I told myself.
Yeah, get a PGA professional to give you some advice. Yeah, my number one tip for anybody. I actually got for my 2 good friends for OB. Myself and my other buddy came together and bought OB a set of lessons. It was a big birthday, a 4-0 birthday. So a set of 5 lessons, and he was absolutely delighted. It's something I'd actually never go and spend that money myself. So thanks very much, lads. And then you see John, who we collaboratively bought this gift for OB. His 40th was about 5 weeks later. So I said, John, you're getting the same present from the same pro. So the pro did well out of it. But then over Christmas, so maybe a month later, we were all together. Obviously, they weren't getting their lessons yet because John had operations on both wrists, would you believe? Tendonitis down his fingers. Anyway, that's for a different podcast. But they were like, I asked them, have you sorted out your lessons yet? And they're like, no, we're going to wait till, because they kind of live close together, so they might carpool to the lessons. We're going to wait till March, for the season to start. I was like, hey, what are you waiting till March for? When the season starts, you want to be better. So, okay, let's get your lessons in. They're like, okay, sure, we'll ring Donal and we'll book the first one. I says, no, you won't. No, you won't. That's a waste of one of those lesson credits. What you'll do is you'll ask Donal, is it all right if you have a coffee with him first and have a chat about what you want to do and make a bit of a plan? And then you'll still have your 5 lessons and it won't be a waste of lessons. They thought, geez, that's a great thing. So they've actually both had that conversation, which I never did that before, in terms of sitting down with the pro and going, this is where I am. This is what I want to achieve this year. These are my bad shots on course, generally my miss or whatever. This is what I told them, give yourself a grade for off the tee, approach play, wedges, short game and putting. Give yourself a grade out of 10.
Yeah.
And have that going in and then explain like why you're docking yourself points. So if you're driving a 6 out of 10, well, what are you dropping yourself 4 points for? And
nice.
So they had that going in, the kind of walked through or chatted through that A5 bit of a this is my golf game summary. So it was really beneficial, A, for them to do that 1-pager, and B, that Donal got a lot out of it in terms of, okay, we have our plan now. This is what we're going to cover in lesson 1, 2, 3, and then we'll review. We'll have another one of these chats and we'll do lesson 4 and 5. And after that, then you can decide to keep coming, or you can just enjoy your seasons. For people listening, if you haven't tried that before, I would recommend that would be the approach. If you're going to a new coach, or maybe just sit down with your current coach.
Yeah.
And do that out. Emer, have you done that? A5, this is my golf game grade of myself.
No, I'm definitely going to do that though. That's very, Paddy, this is one of the reasons why I'm on this podcast, to learn. And I said it like in episode 1 or 2. I need to learn how to practice. So this is great. And just for listeners, we're talking about Donal McSweeney, who's the pro at Lahinch and the owner of Ballyneety Driving Range, which is hands down the best driving range in Ireland. No questions asked.
It is. There's a great set of pros in both sections. So Ballyneety is more like, you don't need to be a member. You can walk into Ballyneety Driving Range, get a lesson from either Donal or Gavin's also a stellar pro.
And Dave.
Well, and Dave. I don't know Dave personally, but yeah, they're all great. But I've personal experience of Donal and the Bowl Gav.
Yeah, they're great. They're great. And I suppose we better move on to some news of the week. And it has been a very exciting couple of days in my world, Paddy, and I know you've seen it. I went to London, as I mentioned last week, for the launch of the Ladies European Tour. And to
like
be
a
completely
Wayne's
honest,
World. Do you remember? Do you watch Wayne's World when you're small?
Yeah.
So anytime someone says I went to London, in my head I go London, like that.
Yeah, I did.
You're
and
in
you know
London.
what?
Sorry.
Yeah. But when I was telling you on that Monday night we were recording, or it was the Tuesday night, I can't remember, I forgot the awards were on for the tournaments as well, for like tournaments, the season tournaments, like best course condition is voted by the players, best player services, tournament of the year. And this is where I'm leading to. With the trip to London, I joined a panel with Iona Stephen and another amazing girl called Amy Green from a business called The Block Report. They give out like the social media report, really interesting. But I was so looking forward to meeting Iona. I was so nervous as well because she's so amazing, and it was awesome. But then it came down to the awards, and the awards are voted by players across the Ladies European Tour. The KPMG Women's Irish Open won for the second consecutive year the Tournament of the Year across the whole Ladies European Tour. Yeah. So it's amazing. It was a massive honour. Myself and...
There we go. I found it. I put that into the system ages ago. There you go. Fair play to everyone at the KPMG Women's Irish Open team and the Forefront Sports team that back up and make all the magic happen.
Thanks. That was amazing. Oh my God, I love it. So yeah, it was amazing. Myself and my colleague Simon were there, and we couldn't believe it, because like to win it 1 year is great, but then to win it 2 years in a row, and like it's voted the players' favourite event on the whole tour. Incredible. And we have big boots to fill this year in the K Club. So yeah, it was a busy week. It was amazing. And back to the grind now. You know, the high ends very, very quickly, and you just have to move on now and focus on the next event.
It's a shock to the system too. Here I'm in a new fiscal in the corporate world, so I'm back to zero after a pretty successful last fiscal. Back to zero today on all the dashboards.
Wow.
Yeah, get up and go again. But it's nice though. I look after part of the UK where there's some nice golf courses. So if you're a CEO, CFO in that part of the world, you want to play a game of golf and have a chat about some software that you may not buy, I'm your man.
And I'm your woman. I'll come over too.
That's it. A scratch social news. So DP World Tour. It was on in, where was it on? It was on in Bahrain or somewhere, wasn't it? But my not so favourite golfer won, Pádraig Reed. Second win, 3 outings. I don't like him not because of the LIV thing. I don't like him because he's questionable over certain behaviour on course of picking balls up to identify them and putting them back down on lovely lush lies. And that kind of harks back to he came on tour via the smaller tours, like the satellite tours, like how much that was going on to get him to where he is now. Obviously a great golfer. Every shot he hits these days, there's multiple cameras on him just for the production. But yeah, look, you got to do what you got to do. He left LIV, came straight back to DP World Tour. He's won. I don't think it's like a cameo appearance. He's nearly automatically going to get his PGA Tour card for next year on the kind of DP World Tour top 10.
Yeah.
He won a couple of big events. What do you think about Pádraig Reed?
That's a good question. So as you were talking, I was thinking like the cheating allegations, supposedly, allegedly, that's the word. Allegedly.
Be careful, his wife will block us on all social media.
Paddy, no matter how well he does, they follow him around. Unfortunately for him, the minute you hear his name, it's exactly what you associate with him. So I don't think a lot of people can look past it. The minute I hear his name, that's all I think about. I think about the moving the ball, the touching the sand with the club, and it's
Was it in
unfortunate.
Dubai a couple of years ago before he went to LIV? He was up against Rory coming down the stretch and his ball was up in a tree and he was like, "That's my ball." It's like, it's 30
Yeah.
feet up. How do you know it's yours? There's like 8
Yes.
balls up in this tree.
Yeah, and it's just, and he's so good. He didn't need to do any of that. He doesn't need to do any of that. So look, I don't think much about him, bar the fact he is such a good golfer, and it's unfortunate for himself that that is his legacy, cheating allegations allegedly.
Yeah, when I'm on course and joking, it's generally like, I'm in a bad lie. Sure, I'll just take a Pádraig Reed. That's what I generally say to my playing partners. I'll just take a Pádraig Reed, which is like a little hand wedge or a foot wedge. But yeah, so look, he's done what he's going to do. Love him or hate him, I think he's rewriting his own story in real time. He's on course to attain his PGA Tour. He's kind of running away with the race to Dubai, So look, we'll see whatever happens will happen there. My namesake, I wasn't named after him, but Pádraig Harrington hit 100 tournament starts at the same tournament, and like he's still very relevant. He's 54 years of age. He made the cut, and had his best result on tour since early 2024. So like, how many various forms of equipment has that man gone through? The ups and downs of DP World Tour, course setups, Ryder Cups, Ryder Cup captain. So like, very much seen it all and do it all. And of course, Paddy's golf tips on the YouTube, which are suitable for every golfer because they're very much based around the basics and setups and stuff.
Yeah.
Have you ever met Pádraig Harrington?
I have a couple of times. Yeah, I actually years ago, until you asked, I hadn't thought about the story, but years and years ago, I met him at a pro-am and, or maybe it was a party. I can't remember. Anyway, he might not remember this, but the next time I see him, I'll say it to him. Not that I see him all the time, every once a year or 2 years or whatever, 5 years. He knew I played golf. I was probably only 13 and I'm sure he gave my sister like a full page of notes to give to me, or he gave to somebody in my family literally a page of notes about practicing my short game, and I'll never forget it. And I actually met him briefly when we were at the ambassador's residence, and I should have probably said it to him that I always remembered that. But yeah, he did that years. I'm going to say that was 17 years ago, and I never forgot it. I probably. I probably have those notes at home. But yeah, he's a really, really nice guy, and his caddy Ronan as well. They're awesome. They're a great bunch. They're a great duo.
Absolutely. If people listening are wondering how to get their kids into golf, now I get asked this question all the time because that's a big part of what I try to do is get kids into golf. More on that soon, hopefully. But if you just check up like Pádraig Harrington speaks about kids golf on the Google machine or into YouTube, there's a 7-minute video that you'll find. He was just asked at the range for like a quick comment, and he went on a 7-minute monologue about kids in golf. I won't say word for word here, but it's all you need to know about how to keep it fun and keep it interesting. And it's not about the golf. It's about the ice cream afterwards. Or for Christopher, I just did it naturally. For Christopher, it's the bowl of chips after.
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about. A man that is also building momentum. I think he might become like my new favorite golfer.
He's cool.
Chris Gotterup. I came across Chris Gotterup. Yeah, I knew he'd won a couple of times, but on TGL was fair first. Like, Gotterup, he's a baller, because there's a hole in TGL where they have to hit a stinger underneath a rock. I can't remember. I think that's what the hole is called, stinger. And he hits this like 2-iron or whatever at like 0.5 launch angle every time, nails it. But yeah, he birdied 5 of his last 6 holes to make a playoff. Hickey, myself, my wife are watching the Waste Management. Is what we're talking about here. Finished up the PGA Tour, one of the biggest, it's the loudest tournament on tour, for fact. Hideki's one of my wife's favourite golfers, so when he's in contention, we're watching it. That's good. Gets to be golf is put on the telly. So in the last hole of regulation, Hideki went into one of the Church Pew bunkers they have, and kind of towed a wedge. It hit the pew and end of shot, made bogey. Chris Gotterup had made 5 birdies in the last 6 holes, so it went to a playoff. I only saw it today, actually, but Hideki, at the top of his backswing and said playoff, a chair fell over, and he pauses anyway, but he was just about to start the downswing, and he reset and went again, and his tee ball went in the water. And Chris Gotterup, though, made birdie. A hole from like 25 made birdie, drained it to see a victory. But that's his 4th win in like 74 starts.
Yeah,
It's like
he's
420.
serious.
That's about, 3 years of golf, maybe 2.5 years of golf. He's serious. And he's, what is he, 26?
Yeah. He his first win I think was in Scotland, wasn't it? Is that right?
I haven't a notion.
Yeah, I think he won the Scottish Open in 23, end of 23 or 24, 24, won it in 24. Is that right?
You're correct. He has won the Myrtle Beach Classic in 2024. He's won the Genesis Scottish Open. Wikipedia says me in 2025, but I don't know if that's right because I think that was the Scottish guy.
Maybe he did.
Only Open this year and the
Really?
WM Phoenix Open. But yeah, absolutely, it's absolute baller. I love him because he's unconventional. Look at
Mm.
that golf, and you're like, how does he hit absolute pure golf shots?
That's what I love about these new golfers coming on the scene. They don't have the standard perfect Tiger Woods swing. And I actually think for a regular golfer, it's great because
Brilliant to
people
see.
can swing their swing.
Exactly. Look at him. Look at the world number one. Look at Scotty.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The LPGA got a much needed win this week, a commercial win. They extended their partnership with the HSBC. So for the Women's World Championship, often called Ages Major, or so ChatGPT tells me. But that matters because, after a week of, I suppose, them being in the bad news maybe, or about miscommunication and disorganization, it's kind of a monetary investment from sponsors saying, yeah, we still have confidence in the product and in the player. So that was good to see as well.
Yeah, definitely. I actually met the CEO of the LPGA in London last week as well, Liz Moore. Really nice lady. Oh my gosh. Yeah, super nice. She spoke as well at the event all about the LPGA and the LET. So that was great news to see after meeting her.
You've experienced the loudest, wildest event in golf, the Waste Management. It's in Arizona, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, it's in Phoenix in Arizona. I went to the Waste Management in 2023, and I think if I'm right in saying that was the last year of the pure utter madness before the event, I think started getting a bit of a bad name. I think 2024 was the tipping point for the tournament. There was a lot of fights, but if you have one golf tournament on your bucket list, go to the Waste Management, because even watching it over the weekend, like I remember the holes. I remember walking the course. We actually followed Eric Van Rooyen because I was working with him at the time for a lot of the holes. And oh my God, like I remember the course. I remember the stands. I even remember rubbing the grass because I was like, I want to see what this feels like.
Come here to me. Right. So what it's actually like in person. So is it still golf or is it like something else entirely?
It is still golf. It's a massive party, but that's all around the 16th. And then like 14 from 14 to 18 it's a party, but when you go out the golf course to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, it's actually golf. You're watching golf. And if anybody would observe the Waste Management, that's what it is. Like even on TV they're watching golf. But then there is the partying is absolutely crazy. Even
We
to
get to
get
that
to
in a
the
second.
Waste Management, even the traffic, like you have to walk for like
Oh, really?
45 minutes to get to the front gate. Yeah.
Yes. What was the first moment, I suppose, when you realized this wasn't like a normal tournament? So we were saying some of the holes, yeah, totally normal golf, and then some aren't. So when did you realize, oh, this isn't a normal golf tournament I'm at today?
When it's actually before it, you can hear the music and the crowds and the noise before you even get into the golf tournament. Look, it's like spring break. It's like college parties. Like
Okay.
people are just, for lack of a better phrase, just getting on it. You know what I mean? And partying and yeah, but look, I think there's one particular moment I know you're going to ask me about, and
Yeah,
that's the
walking on to
moment.
the 16th. Yeah, walking on to 16 for the first time. So as a spectator, not onto the tee box, and you were there as a spectator. What hits you first? You come out onto the stand or whatever.
Oh my God. When you're going to the 16th at the Waste Management, it's the adrenaline because you cannot see inside the stadium. The bleachers are so high, it's so protected. So until you get inside to that stadium, you have no idea what it's like. You have no idea what it looks like. You have no idea what the atmosphere is like. But the shock you get seeing that many people, the TV doesn't do justice how big of a
Yeah.
hole that is and how many people are there. I think there's maybe 5 or 6,000 people surrounding it. I'm not sure.
There was more this weekend. I heard it over the thing. There was like 20,000 people around it.
There probably was. I don't remember. I don't remember, but I just
Put into
remember the shock.
context, it down in, what's it called now? Super Value Park, but below in Cork. There's 22,000 people at the National Hurling League match.
Yeah.
So that's what's around this golf hole. bonkers.
There probably was 20,000 there because I'm sure it was the exact same setup as we had. Like when we watched it now last night, we were like, oh yeah, because we were standing like right in the center between the green and the tee box. So we could see the players hitting and then the reactions on the green. And I remember when we were actually waiting for one player to come, this streaker ran all around the hole and onto the green. And I'm pretty sure he picked up the flag and everything. We should clip that into this actually because it was so funny.
Is that the one where he ran around and he had like 19th hole written on his back with an arrow going to a certain direction and he evaded the police? I saw this clip during the week on the TikTok machine and he ran through, ran up 17, jumped into the water on 17 and climbed onto the WM logo, climbed onto that. Oh, it's bonkers.
I was there for that. I saw him. I have a video on my old phone of him, genuinely.
I'm sure Kevin appreciates that. You've literally a naked man running around on your phone. The 16th, is it intimidating even as a spectator or is it just loads of crack?
No, it's loads of crack because Americans are so great and they're just up for the crack. And people were so nice to us, so welcoming. You're not fighting for space or anything either. Like it is packed, but no, like you've a really good viewing point everywhere you are in the 16th. So no, it was awesome.
Would you go again?
Yes.
Right, that's the Waste Management experience, everyone. If you've been, let us know. So it's podcast@scratchsocialhq.com or on all the social media platforms we can think of anyway, except that Blue Sky one. Don't know about that yet. It is at Scratch Social HQ. And if you haven't been there, let me know. Let us know, is it now on the list? Yeah, do that first.
Hopefully it is. That sparked a question in me, Paddy, and it's, which golf event would you like to go to in the men's game that isn't a major or the Ryder Cup?
I think scenery-wise, because if it's not a major or the Ryder Cup, but it's still a tournament, I'd always bring the big camera. I'd always still bring the big camera with me. So I'd love a golf course that's both scenic, that people recognise. I'd say Pebble Beach, AT&T, which is on this week. I pick Pebble Beach. So what is it, the 19-mile drive or the 18-mile drive or 17-mile drive, whatever it is. I know my parents didn't pay the $30 10 years ago to take the drive. I wasn't with them. If I was with them, they would have taken it. Yeah, the Pebble Beach, AT&T.
I'd say the same, because I've been to the Waste Management, so the AT&T would be my other one. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, what came in first was the Memorial in Dublin. Is it Dublin?
Ohio,
yeah. Because it's Jack's place and also because every year, whatever about the tournament being all over social media, but the milkshakes are all over social media. So yeah, Pebble Beach for the scenery and Dublin, Ohio for the milkshakes.
Very good. Love that. Love American food. Oh my God.
Going in 5 weeks' time. So we're in serious calorie deficit already to prepare for the onslaught in 5 weeks' time. Right, community questions. This is our favourite part of the show. The stuff we didn't think of, the stuff we might avoid, and occasionally the stuff that might get us in trouble, cause some clubhouse wars, or at least some angry faces in the DMs. So get involved. Email us at podcast@scratchsocialhq on the socials. And there's no off-limit topics. So whether it's stuff you discussed in your weekly four-ball, I know in ours at the weekend we were discussing OB's building his house. So it's like, the price of it, the price of concrete, and the Velux windows and that. Fellas getting paid on Mondays and not showing up, or if it's club debates or swing disasters, whatever it is. Golf trip dilemmas, send them in. So let's see what the community's brought us this week. We've an email in from Gavin. Now, this was a long one, so I'll take a big deep breath. Or I'll skim it. First off, loving the podcast. Thank you, Gavin. Seeing if we're open to having a chat or giving our opinions. Remember, we're not professionals. Might be a professional podcasters. We're not professional in golf advice. So the first heading is handicap/bandit chat. So this perked my ears up when I saw bandit chat, because this could cause clubhouse war. I picked up golf properly about 3 years ago, says Gavin, put 3 cards in and got a 24.7 handicap. Not long after that, injuries and kids took over. I know what that's like. And more or less stopped playing. So fast forward to August last year. So about 2 years later, got dragged out for a round. The bug hit hard again. Decided to do it properly this time. Got a coach in late October. I've been playing around twice a week, getting in 2 range sessions and the odd putting session at home. Typical me, I went all in on the tech. Skillist coaching, hack motion, Arcos, the lot. Long story short, I'm now playing comfortably around a 13 handicap. The issue I'm running into is the mates, and a few people I've played with, have warned me to be careful, because I'll get labelled a bandit or frozen out of competitions while my official handicap catches up. Okay, so he's at 24.7, but he's improved over the last 5 months. in his own time, playing and coaching. So he's playing to around 13 handicap. I thought he had dropped, but no. So he's about half the handicap that the WHS is. Okay, that can cause a bit of controversy. Right. I find myself jumping on defense a little bit because I literally can show the progression, the videos, progress before and after, and the works versus how I'm doing it now. But his goal is to get to under 10 this year. Great goal. But the whole grey area of improving fast and perception in comps is something I'll have to hear your take on. We'll deal with that first. And then he talks about nutrition and then a wearable and then maybe something that is an absolutely brilliant idea. Okay, Bandit Chat. So I know this is in the McManus household with Kevin a little bit, given his very low score once in a blue moon there. So yeah, what's your thoughts on that? 5, but essentially playing to 13, how can he handle it?
To be honest, first of all, I think it's absolutely amazing. It's a great achievement and well done, Gavin. And we did love this email. My advice would be there's 2 things. One, don't get involved in any chatter. Like it's not worth it. And then the second thing is hand in some cards. Look, the only thing you're going to have to do is walk the walk. Like it's probably, I know people are saying be careful and this and that. Like if you're playing to a comfortable 13 handicap, just hand in your cards. You can play casual rounds. People can mark them. Like that's the only solution here for yourself. And you know what? It's exciting. So go for it. I know it's intimidating as well with a card in your hand when you're marking it, but you're well able. So just go for it.
Absolutely. That I was going to say the same thing. So it's not even, I have to get 20 scores in. Depending on how many scores you in, it actually takes the average. So I've actually pulled it up real quickly here. So if you've only 3 cards in, it'll take the lowest one. So that's why people see massive changes in their handicap. It's really until you get to about 12 rounds in that you take the average of the lowest 4. And even then it'll jump. It's like if you've a real low and a real high one, it's still prone to maybe go up 2 shots. But yeah, get to 12 rounds in. So if you're playing twice a week, make one of those a 9-hole round. Let's get some accuracy in that WHS for you. And that'll make all the noise go away.
Yeah, that's a great point. 9 holes, even 2.5, 2 hours. You know,
I don't like it because of the Pádraig Reed factor in a certain demographic, not demographic, but a certain percentage, low percentage of the golfing population. But in this instance, this is where 9 holes works. When someone is actually get better and realizes their handicap is more than it should be. So use the WHS in that scenario for good.
Yeah, 100%. So look, Gavin, that is the only solution for this right now. And you know what? It's also your progress is going to show when you are in those competitive rounds with the card in your pocket. So go for it and keep us updated.
Absolutely. Second segment, nutrition on the course. This is something I've learned a lot about myself the last 2 years. Another topic Gavin goes on, I'd be really interested to hearing your thoughts, so you'll get them. Our thoughts is nutrition during rounds, especially early tee times. That's a difficult one, yeah. I have a bad habit of heading out on little more than a coffee, maybe grabbing a Snickers or similar mid-round, or else waiting until after 9 holes to grab a breakfast bap at the turn. Well, some breakfast baps are hard to turn down. He's sure it's not ideal. Would love to hear our approach to fueling before and during a round. Now, I have the answer, but I want to hear what your answer is. So you've a 7:20 tea time.
Yeah.
How are you going to prepare nutritionally for the day? What's for breakfast when you have breakfast? How to prepare your bag if you're the perfect nutritionist on course?
If I was a perfect nutritionist, I'd prepare it the night before. There is no other way in which I would recommend this. Very, very simple. Buy a banana, make yourself a coffee on the way out the door. Like if you're not hungry, the most important things are carbs and protein. Okay, to get you through the round of golf. So off the cuff, I would have a coffee anyway at 7 a.m. No problem. It'd be too early to eat for me. I would maybe on the first or second hole just eat a banana, but then I'd prepare something like if I'm in Ireland playing golf and I'm at home and I have time, I play a lot of golf in London, so sometimes I'm picking up stuff on the go. I'd make myself like a chicken sandwich, something like that. Protein, bring a protein pouch of a yogurt. It's so important just to fill your body with protein after a bit of carbs because then you're less inclined to go for the Snickers. Sorry, I also eat a lot of protein bars. That's really, really easy. All real, fulfill, very, very simple, but just get them the night before or the day before, and then you're not making bad choices on course. That's what I actually do. That's actually what I'd never have a Snickers mid-round because I'm hungry after it.
Are you being dramatic or do you need a Snickers? And that's the ad. You're having you're a drama queen. Yeah, so I approach this in 2 different ways. If it's a casual round, I have a cappuccino and a big dirty almond croissant about 5 minutes before the first tee, and that'll be it. But I generally have about a litre and a half of water, because in the Hinch we can refill on the way around. Every 4 or 5 holes we can refill. Sustainability and all that. If it was a competition round, I'd be taking it very seriously. So I would have overnight oats prepped. They're protein overnight oats. So there'd be a scoop of protein powder in there, maybe 5 grams of creatine these days as well. So I'd have overnight oats, and I kind of have maybe 3 spoons of them, maybe half the tub before the round, and a couple of spoons every couple of holes. That gets me through 9 holes. I still would have the coffee.
Yeah.
Hydration is massive. And yeah, I'd have a banana. So Pádraig Harrington would give a seminar in City West for charity. This is like 24, 23 years ago. And he'd covered nutrition. So I've kind of been okay at that since I was about 14, 15. So I'd be eating something every 3, 4 holes is basically what he said.
Yeah, and taking sips of water, that's very important. Super, super important.
You'll see a lot of the pros on tour, actually, they're making it part of their pre-shot routine. So as it hits that Sune, he was leading the waste management for a couple of rounds there. Stephen Sweeney's his shot game coach. It's part of his pre-shot routine. He takes a sip from the Yeti and back to his caddy. And yeah, there'll be a protein bar or two. My 2 favourites are All Real, and they're made in Kerry, or Connecticut. Connecticut are like flavour-wise my favourite. But that's the advice. And you can have the BAP after. You can have the BAP after to top the rashers.
Yes. Just to add, Paddy, I actually make protein oats nearly every morning, like overnight oats. Well, I make them the night before.
Same.
I'll make some for you one day, because I make the best. I 100% make the best. So I will bring them on our big trip that we're going to announce.
Shh, that's in a minute. Whoop, would love this more from Gavin. If you set up a Scratch Social Whoop group, we can all join in. Emer.
We have done this. We have it done, and we will share the link on our socials. And please join. We're all accountable to each other. I know Paddy's going to have a way higher strain than me every day, so I'm really competitive, and I'm going to try catch him. But look, it's a bit of crack. It's another way for people to get to know each other. It's great to see so many people wearing Whoop. Myself and Paddy have been wearing it. I think I've been wearing it for 4 years now. So quite a while, and you've been a couple of years as well. So please join our Whoop group.
6 and a bit years. I'm only missing about 4 or 5 days of data back in the days when the Whoop charge didn't last a month. It does these days. More from Gavin, and this is the end of it. Have you thought about setting? And this is a great idea. My eyes shone up.
Yeah.
When I read this, have you thought about setting up a Scratch Social Golf Society? And see if it picks up any traction, could pair well into the underrated golf course segments you've done, or the golf course under €50, or get a Scratch Social League going. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spruce up our website, because we've done 14 episodes. It needs to now spruce up. So it'll be about us. I'll put the podcast on there so people can listen to the podcast on the website. And I'll also put like a sign-up sheet. Now, you won't be getting a weekly newsletter or a monthly newsletter. You'll get an email sometime, and you better open that one. There might be an event, there might be a society, or there might be a up and down mug, a bit of you never know where this is going to go. But yeah, I'll get an old sign-up sheet there so that when there is something in the works, people might know about it. We might do that. Gavin continues. Anyway, love what you're doing with the pod. Thought these might make a decent discussion. Thank you, Gavin. I think it was a decent discussion. We had a bit of crack about it.
I loved it. Gavin, if we're going to have teams, you're already a team captain at Scratch Social Society.
100%. Now, blind rankings. This week, start of a new segment. Myself and the ChatGPT machine have been working exceptionally hard the last week on this. So, Emer, you have to blind rank these dream golf splurges.
Okay.
Right? I don't know if you'll be able to expend some of these now, but we'll have to see. So you have to rank these 1 to 5, and 1 being the best splurge and 5 being the 5th splurge. There's no reshuffle at the end. You can't change around. These reveal really kind of who you are as a golfer. Okay. So, number 1, it's all about optimization. No excuses. You'll walk onto the first tee knowing it's all about you. There's no blame in the gear. Full custom fit bag.
3.
Emer hasn't heard these before. I've kept these away from her. 3, you said. 3, right in the middle. Would you be buying based on performance now or ego? Would you be going for the heaviest, stiffest shaft in the driver?
No, I can't hit that. I'd just be buying based on performance. A senior flex suits me perfectly.
Okay, so full custom fit bag is number 3. This could be now like pilgrimage golf in pursuit of pure architecture, full immersion, 7 days, different golf courses, caddies, no work emails. You and Kevin. A week-long trip to Bandon or Pinehurst or Streamsong.
Number 1. That's number 1.
Number 1. Number one. Okay. So you have the week-long trip as number one and a custom fit bag at number three. Your garage, or maybe in a specialist garden studio, turned into Augusta Light. Daily access, winter-proof, unlimited golf, a home golf studio setup.
Oh, I really want that. I've only space in number two, so damn, I've ranked these wrong. I'll give that number two.
Number two, okay. Full custom bag three. The Trackman Studio or other launch monitors are available at number two. And Bandit. Would you pick Bandit Pinehurst or Stream Song?
Pinehurst.
Or would you pick somewhere else? You pick Pinehurst. Pinehurst at number one. Okay. Actually played the, what do they call it? The Cradle on Trackman with Christopher on Sunday. It's close as I'll ever get, I'd say. Okay. Number four in the list. Number four on the list, not in the ranking. So the fourth option. Fully kitted, custom wheels, your name on it. Effortless golf, zero carrying, pulling up like a tour pro on the first tee. Your own personalised golf buggy.
When I was a bit younger, I would have put this at the priority list. But no, I'm going to put that at number five.
Number five. Okay. This is it. No joining fee ever again. You are a lifetime member at Royal County Down. Where do you rank?
I'm going to have to put that number four. I would have put that number three in my bag, number four, but I'm going to just have to leave that at number four. Raging.
Yeah, so we'll see where this goes next week and what topic is. Or maybe Emer might come up with a couple with her AI friend. Right, we're putting this one out to the listeners now. We'll put it out to the listeners. You can only pick one of those. Lifetime membership at RCD, your own personalised golf buggy, a home Trackman golf setup, a week-long trip to Bandon Pinehurst or Streamstone, or a fully custom fit bag. Which one? You can only pick one. What are you taking? So we'll put this up as a clip. Stick that in the comments on a fair play to you.
Love that. My number one definitely though would be the trip, the week long, 7 days. Like that's once in a lifetime memories. But look, I'm not trying to steer the listeners. Anyway, that was a brilliant segment. I'm going to come back to you next week with those five different options that you won't know. So our listeners, just so it is completely blind ranking. But moving on to one of our most popular segments of the show, and just to let everybody know, we're giving our under €50 golf course a rest this week because we want to keep the element of surprise and keep people on their toes every week. So, Paddy, you have done a bit of research. We've been listening to our listeners and talk to us about our underrated golf course this week. Last week's went down so well, so I'm really looking forward to sharing this one.
Put Forest Little Golf Course on your list. If you're looking for a seriously underrated place to play, this course is all about land and about feel. It's carved through mature woodland, feels instantly established, and it plays like it's been there forever. The routing is clever, the fairways roll naturally, it rewards accuracy, so I'm all about that. There's a beautiful set of par threes, super cool, and in proper old house clubhouse and great value green fee. So Forest Little quietly punches miles above its weight. And I did get a DM from someone, because I put it up about, why should we play Forest Little? And I'm going to scroll in here now. Who sent it in? I put it's on the picture thing, so I have to open the box. This is the glory of editing, that we can just take this leg out afterwards. But I have to say it, the reason you should play Forest Little is because Jack McDonnell, who hits sexy low fades with driver, and he learned to hit them at Forest Little. Thank you, Sean Desmond, who's a serious pro man with Jack.
That's why we need to play it. Just before we start wrapping up the podcast, there's something else I want to talk to you about, Paddy. And I said this to Kev today. So I played golf on Monday. And as you said, you played over the weekend, you shot 1 million. You shot a good score. 8 or 9 over is good. I literally shot 1 million. But I want to know, in terms of even a casual round of golf, like I play against my husband all the time. It's very, very competitive. Like when we get to the last couple of holes, it is quite serious. And I get frustrated at myself, if I hit bad shots or good shots. And I want to know, for you, Paddy, for listeners, how much time in your round of golf are you pissed off, frustrated, angry, regretting a club choice, or whatever it is, versus the percentage on actually enjoying it?
None of the time am I angry. Honestly.
That's good.
See, Emer, for those listening, we haven't played golf together yet. So Emer will think that I'm super strategic and focused and in the zone, and Kevin Costner clear the mechanism. If you're old enough to give that movie a reference, let me know. Maybe once every few rounds I'd be like, FFS, like for fuck's sake, right, at myself. But the club hasn't even left my hands yet. What generally happens, if it's bad, where I tend to play, you have to hit a provisional, right? The provisional generally goes okay, and I'm kind of a bit sarcastic with myself. I'm like, yeah, it actually happened on Saturday.
Okay.
16th, the driving range is on the left, so it's OB all the way down the left.
Yeah.
And it's a drive and a pick, or it's a 5 iron and a 9 iron. But sure,
Okay.
I'm a driver. I was only playing casually anyway. But sure, set up pretty short routine, all perfect. Yeah, 22 seconds it takes me.
Wow.
Thereabouts. I was told to time it by my coach. And if it's a second out, you need to be more consistent than that. Anyway, I sent it left, drawn out left, pulled it left and draw it left out to the range. And I did the tin cup move to the lads. I was like, ball. Right? That was the reaction. It wasn't like down myself or getting mad. So I got my own ball, obviously, because I'm not going to ask them to do that. Don't expect them to get me spare ball for me. And I absolutely lit the 3 off the tee. Longest I've ever hit it on 16. I
Wow.
had 37 yards in, right?
Wow.
And as I saw the ball in the air, top of its apex, I just said out loud, "Aim golfer, you know." Aim golfer, hit the two of them.
Nice.
So that's kind of how I am on a golf course. Don't get too high or too low, but just a bit of sarcasm at myself if things aren't going great.
Nice. I just find the only time I get frustrated is when I'm in a match against Kev. But other than that, I'm quite relaxed as well. And I think I'm too laid back on the golf course though, and I don't focus. I just do not focus.
Yeah, I can get too laid back. Like on a casual day, I'll get too laid back, and I don't really try too hard, especially on putting. Believe it or not. Yeah, I'll just roll it down there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll catch myself after hitting maybe a less than agreeable shot to myself on a competition. They're like, yeah, you need to tune in here now. Golf shots. But your frustration on course, if it just was Kev, there's probably just an underlying frustration going on off the golf course.
Yeah, I just hate losing.
Perhaps, didn't empty the dishwasher or something, or didn't fill it, or filled it and didn't put it on, or
I hope he's not listening.
Right.
Up and down of the week, Paddy, talk to me.
Up and down of the week, such a good name for a segment. It should be on a mug. The up is we have a golf trip booked. We're off. Now, we'll play golf before this date in the diary. Yourself and Kev and myself, we're going to head up to Port Salut, is how Christopher calls it, because he loves French and speaks in a French accent, so thinks it's a French place. But it's Port Salut in Donegal, so we're going up there. We're being taken care of. We're going to stay over. We're going to find somewhere to play on the way back. So stay tuned, but I can't wait for that.
Me too.
First little road trip, a couple of days. So we'll get the content machine out for that one. Nothing too serious, but we've some ideas in mind about how it could be done, maybe should be done.
Yeah.
But we'll see. But it will be golf shot light and hopefully golf experience heavy for what we do put out. The down, last week, I don't know, was it in like the week after our fiscal, I was working the extra on the weekend because it still counted as the last day of our year to get deal done. The deal got done, which really was like a bumper onto the year's performance. It was just kind of like whoop had me. I was in like the 40s after good sleep. I was in like the 40s, but I was just wiped. Like I was fine after bank holiday. There was no drink involved. We weren't drinking the weekend. You can't really have don't get those opportunities with the small kids anymore. Was it the gym Tuesday? Had a good work Tuesday. Went to the gym at lunchtime. Went to the range. Was in bed at 9:30. Wednesday, absolutely wiped. But it wasn't like from the day before. Hoop was telling me, "Yeah, you're good. You should go hit for Shane at 10." And then I go into Hoop Coach. Right? Do you ever do this? You go into Hoop Coach. This is not an ad for Hoop. We're not sponsored by them. We just obviously, and we don't endorse them, we promote them. Which one do you not get paid for? One of those you don't get paid for. It's the one we don't get paid for. So it's the one. It's that one. But I go to Hoop Coach and I go, actually, like I'm absolutely wiped. I've just spent 2 hours on the couch, like feeling like I need to sleep. I've no cramps, no pains. It's not from food. Like what could be up? And Hoop Coach basically replies back, like, I'm analyzing the data, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, your average stress zone the last 7 days has been way higher than average, obviously, with work. So it's natural enough that while your recovery is X, you actually don't have like the mental strength or whatever. So yeah, take your day. We recommend you take, if that's how you truly feel, take like a well-earned recovery day.
Wow.
So I was the same the next day, and then I was good again.
Wow.
And I tell Hoop, look, I'm actually, recovery is still the same. It was in the 50s in the yellow. I said, I actually feel good today. Can you recommend what I should do, exercise or strain wise? Because it still harps back to the power, speed, and golf goals I have.
Yep.
So it's like, in line with your power and golf goals, we recommend you do 10 minutes mobility and a 20-minute walk, and you're good today. And that's why I use Hoop for.
Nice.
So yeah, that's the open, elongated down of the week.
Very good. No, very good.
What's yours? Up and down of the week, Emer?
So my up was meeting Iona, Stephen and winning the award.
Absolutely. The queen of golf media, my favourite. I'm very conscious when Iona puts up stories of replying to all of them because I'm such a fan.
That's so funny.
I do. She probably doesn't notice, but I do kind of pace my likes and messages back on that's class.
That's funny. Yeah.
So you met Iona.
Yeah, she was all
Class.
so nice. So lovely. And the KPMG Women's Irish Open winning the tournament of the year, that was amazing. And then my down was that when I did my panel, I was briefed with questions, forgot my answers, just forgot everything, was talking about random
You
things.
were on a panel. You didn't say this. You were on a panel?
Yeah, I was on a panel with Iona.
Okay. I'm going to have to record this podcast again.
Yeah. Yeah, so she was
Class.
actually asking us the questions. So that's why I was so nervous meeting her, because I was like, oh my God. So anyway, forgot all my answers. I was, for the last like 4 nights, I've put my head in the pillow and I've been like, damn it. But sure, look, we'll be grand. I talked a little bit of sense anyway. And so that was my down, though. Just, I was prepared, but probably not as prepared as how nervous I got. That's the truth. And I'm a confident person, but just in that moment, I got super nervous. But you know what? I learned loads. And so that's enough. So yeah. So that was it. Great week.
Very good. Very good. So I'll be watching the AT&T in Pebble Beach this week, as that's my dream tournament to be at after this week's episode with the big camera. Thanks to everyone who's pressed and play. It's great to see the analytics. We don't dwell on them too long, but it's nice to see them trending in the right direction. So thanks to everyone who press and play wherever you do listen or watch this podcast. 40% of people on Spotify watch the podcast.
Yeah, amazing.
That was bad. So thank you all.
Yeah, thank you all so much. As Paddy said, please send us an email to podcast@Scratch Social HQ, or find us on the socials at Scratch Social HQ. And if there's any topics that we haven't covered, or any topics you think we covered too much, just let us know and we will take your feedback and apply it if it's going to work for us.
That's the end of episode 14. Thank you all for pressing play. We'll see you again, same bad time, same bad channel next week. I'm Paddy.
And I'm Emer.
Take it easy, Slán.
Slán.